Congratulations, guy. I've unmuted. Let's start with one of you. Congratulations, new platinum. Let's start with Mr. Wild here. He's been posting on social media that he couldn't go to the headrest in the lockdown, and he's he wakes up, he gets to work, he's a beast. He has I don't know 4 or 5 educations in depth when it comes to health and everything, and he's very close to actually top team. He started. We met back in 8th of January in London, and then he got started a couple of weeks after that. So already a platinum, already almost a top team. Amazing job, and have a little sweet daughter at home that's just a few months and still rocking this is business. Impressive job here, Stephen Wilson. Now you're unmuted. Congratulations.
How you doing? Thank you for that, Marco. I'm pleasure to share my story today. Thank you for the introduction. It's been a roller coaster few months. So yeah, I'll just basically start. My name's Stephen Wilson. To everyone who doesn't know me on the call, and my health journey started back when I was about 13 years old. I got called fat by a girl I was attracted to at school, which delved me into training, nutrition, working with my uncle, who were a physique model at the time. And I used to be known as the fit person, the fastest in the school, the fit person. But at 23, even though I looked healthy, I would lean, ripped, kickboxing at a really good level, I got cancer, so I delved into a recovery journey where I had to go to hospital, have chemotherapy, spent about a year in hospital, and really was really unwell, lost about 5 stones in weight. And what really propelled me into learning and starting a business in nutrition and helping people is when I had done a year's worth of chemotherapy, the hospital basically gave me 6 doctors just gave me a piece of paper with some diet advice, which was sugar, dairy, wheat, yeast, just food just to put weight back on. And it just delved me into learning more and more about nutrition. So after that, sold the business, what I was doing at the time, engineering, started working as a health consultant, personal training, nutrition, NLP, practitioner and master, bioresonance trained. And I've done that for like last 14 years. I introduced into network marketing about 7 years ago with a vegan company and got quite to the top of the company in a short period of time. But they changed a few things and I saw a bit of the smoke and mirrors, and I decided to not do the business anymore and walk away from the network, even though I was getting paid from it. And I said I'd never do network marketing again. I was done with it. I had my own practice in Cheshire in UK, health practice. And Dave Ives, dropped me a message and said, "Hiya, mate. Saw some things posted about omega-3. Just wonder if you'd be interested in having a look at the product we've got and some blood testing." And to be honest with you, I fobbed him off for quite some time, maybe 3 or 4 months. He kept coming at me every month, just checking in on the family. Charlie was pregnant at the time. And he was just telling me more about omega-3. So I looked into the product because Charlie was pregnant. I wanted the best omega-3 for the baby's brain development because I'd done all that research. I know that omega-3 is really good, but I just wasn't as educated on the polyphenols side until looking into the Zinzino product. So I did that, met Marco in London in January, started in February, and it's just been like a rocket ever since. I love the company. Everything they've said that they can do, they do. The blood testing is phenomenal. The product result for myself is where I've got no IBS anymore, no fatigue in the muscles, what I was getting, I'm nearly 40 now. So it's been phenomenal, using the products myself, but with clients. And like Marco says, I'm a few shy of the 100 top team, and I'm just training my team to all follow that journey and pave the way for these customers. But I'm honoured, and it's a pleasure and it's a breath of fresh air because network marketing, I fell in love with it many years ago, knowing the power of it and the leverageable income you can create from it, but never had the right product or the leadership. Now with Marco and the other people in Zinzino, and obviously Orion and Dave and the people in my team, I can see us all going to whatever levels we want to create with the right effort and work. So I'm grateful that David kept on at me. Always go back and always follow up, even when people say no or Bob, you're off. I do the same thing. So I'm glad that David had some persistence and kept going. So that's a little bit about my story, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next event, which will hopefully be in person. So yeah, cheers, Marco, for asking me to share a few words.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you're gonna see a lot from this guy. He's a beast, a working machine, and he just takes action and impressive results in very short time. So congratulations on your success so far, Stephen. I can't wait to see us. Stephen has high goals, president and above. So looking forward to see us as a president.
This year.
Keep rocking, buddy. Let's dive into the next story. And this is a man I remember when me and Dave did our first tour in the UK when he still started. So probably 10 months ago or so, we did the first tour. Me, him, and Sue and Dave Morrell. We were driving around in UK and went to Plymouth. And this guy has a very nice wine bar. And you know me, I like wine. So we share this interest. And also, I actually got to share bedroom with Dave Ives. He got the bed. I had a little air mattress, and I felt like, early days, and it was fun. I told Dave, I was like, this is charming, building from scratch. This is charming. Love it. And again, Fitz opened a nice bottle of wine that night as well. So we nice bottle of wine when I come back to Plymouth. And he already there. We did a business opportunity meeting in his wine bar called Honky Tonky. We did a business opportunity meeting already there. Fitz shared why it decided to start with Zinzino, and already you can see this man. He's a beast. He's got it. You can see natural speaker and everything. So congratulations on hitting platinum, Fitz. So take it over. You're unmuted now.
Thank you all. First things first, Stephen. I need your tailor, because that was one hell of a suit you've got on there. I tell you, I need your tailor. Anyway, a little bit about myself. I'm Fitz Spencer. I'm originally from the north of the UK, so with my background has been in work-wise has been in catering as a freelance chef. So I've worked for private clients, private homes. I've worked up and down the UK. Spent some amazing time in Italy. And it means a lot to me, Italy. One of the reasons is I'm going to get married there next year. It should have been this year, but I'm getting married there with my beautiful partner. And I've always been an entrepreneurial type. I've always tried and climb the ladder within the catering industry or the wine industry. I've always tried to do my best. But someone mentioned a question to me one time, and they worked out my hours, what I was doing. And what the hours I was doing and building somebody else's business, I was probably on what we class as minimum wage. Although I had a reasonably good lifestyle, the hours I was put in, and even though I had some travel, I just wanted to think about something about my future. And I first came into so-called network marketing a few years back, and I didn't hit it. I didn't do good at all. I didn't know what I was doing. And my team was wrong. I thought, why am I doing this? So I decided to pull away and just thought, let's have another try. So I waited for a while, and like many of you on here, I've kissed one or two frogs, like we do in our dates and relationships until we find the one, So that was my networking career. And then the last company I was with, I sort of was the gentleman who's going to come on after this. I was sort of fishing above what classes mile 11 and above. And I approached a gentleman called Scott as well. And some of the things he was saying resonated to me. But the guy who actually put something in my basket for me to say, this is what I've got to do, has always been, who just heard from him, Dave Ives. And that was, what am I doing this for? Why am I coming into network marketing? Because if you're chasing the money, it ain't going to work. It has to be something of passion, what I like and what I wanted to do. And I have a lot of passion around the wine industry. So I try and keep myself fit. I try to, a bit like Stephen, I try to keep myself fit, walk, most of the times. And I suffered from, when I say suffered, I suffered a little bit from high blood pressure. So I'm not one of these guys who like pharmaceutical products, so I had to try something. And to me, the proof's in the pudding about things. And the proof is in the pudding about the product that I'm taking now. So my blood pressure was 159 over, I think it's 159 over 98. And now I'm walking around and it's going in the right way. I'm 130, 131 over 85. So that to me proves that, one, the frogs I've kissed in the past was wrong. Now I've got the right product. I've got the product that's proven to me. I'm in the right team. It's right for me now. The environment is right for me now. And I'm building something that, for me, one, I'm enjoying. Two, I feel extremely comfortable with the people around us. And that to me is priceless in this industry. So that's a little bit about me. And yes, you want to see a lot more. I've got my targets, my goals. I send my goals and targets towards Dave every month, and you'll hear from me again. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fitz. Thank you very much. I can't get back to spend time with you and lovely wife and have a bottle of wine again, and I'll bring my lovely fiance as well this time. And Dave, of course, we have to bring Dave as well. Can't wait to get back. Congratulations! And then when we get back, you're gonna be at least diamond, so that's gonna be fun. So great job, buddy. And let's dive into the next story. We have another platinum who's the last 2 months is actually over 10,000. 1 month over 10, and one just below 10 the last 2 months. So he's actually closer to diamond and platinum, and he's doing a great job as well. And he has a team with a lot of doctors, right? And you can share your story yourself. Scott Burgess, congratulations on your success.
Thank you, Marco. Can you hear me okay?
You can hear it.
Great. Okay, thanks for this opportunity just to share my story. I'm aware of time, so I'll just take you through. Basically, I've got two perspectives on my story. One was a personal, one was business. And from the perspective of business, I've got Dave Ives to thank for where I am today with the business, because via Fitz, who you just heard, knows me well. He introduced me to Dave, and I actually went to tell Dave something, a holiday in the Maldives, and ended up coming away talking about Zinzino. Long story short, Dave came down to Bournemouth and met me, met my family, and that's where my love affair, if you like, with Zinzino started. I was going to say my love affair with Dave Ives started, but it was actually with Zinzino. My due diligence began at that point, and I started looking into the business. I spoke to Orion. He answered all my questions really, really clearly and transparently. And I did the same with Paul. Paul and I spoke for some time, and it led me to talk to him about personal issues that we'd suffered within the family. We'd been run over in a car accident 8 years previously, and my partner was very badly injured. I was badly injured too. She was worse than I was, and she developed an autoimmune disease, which was Hashimoto's disease. And once I'd heard Paul talk, I was really, really confident that getting tested and having balance oil was going to be the thing for us to do. Fast forward to where we are today. My partner is a different lady. She's not here now at the moment to show you this wonderful lady that I'm living with. That 6 months ago was very, very ill, and intervention from pharmaceutical products hadn't done the job. We started on CBD oil, which did help a little bit, but moving on to balance oil changed literally our world. And for me personally, I moved from a result of 25.8 to 1, which I couldn't believe, to 3.3 to 1, where I am today. And again, I feel fantastic. I feel rejuvenated in myself. My physical fitness is great. My recovery is great. All the things that we know within the company are, hugely advantageous to us and to others that are obviously going to benefit from the product. So I had two choices. I could have joined the business or become a customer. For me, it was an absolute no-brainer, Marco, as you know. I became a partner there and then. And my background lent itself ideally to the business because I'd been a regional sales director in a global pharmaceutical company for a long time. I'd also run my own franchise business once I'd left pharmaceuticals. And then I became the national franchise director of a very large UK property franchise. So when Dave explained to me about this business, it was a marriage made in heaven. So I was swapping pharmaceuticals for nutraceuticals. I was swapping, a sales-based background into another sales-based background, but it gave me the opportunity, more importantly, to start to share my story that I just spoke to you about. And I knew nothing about network marketing, nothing at all, just a little bit. And of course, I realized it was a simple thing of just talking to people, getting out there and sharing the knowledge and experience that I've got. And the business, it was a minimal startup cost. It was a no-brainer for me. I could do it part-time. I could do it full-time. And there was just something I wanted to share with you and share with the group, which is when I was looking for a business, and what I'm always encouraging people to do with business is to look at three major principles, and that is the upfront benefit you're going to get from the business, so what we call the linear trade. the profit and the loss we're going to have, the break even. So we're looking at what income we can generate from the product we've got. But then we want to look at the residual income, the passive income, and what we call the compound trade in the business. And finally, and really importantly for me, was the exit strategy. How was I going to, if you like, exit the business but still get a benefit from the business? Was it saleable? Was I just going to put myself into a job? And what was it like a franchise? And the answer is yes, it is like a franchise. It's a business in a box. It has a proven business formula. It has an operations manual, which is our Fast Start Express manual. We've got loads of other successful franchisees that have got proven formula, which proves it's duplicatable. And, it's 100 people potentially in a wonderful team that you're able to go out and create who are doing 100% of the work, rather than me doing all the work which I was clearly used to doing previously. And I wanted to work my way out of a job, not into another job. And I love leading people and I love developing my team. And this, was a marriage made in heaven for me. And I looked at a couple of things I just want to finish with, which was I wanted to know where Zinzino was going. I was coming in with business experience, and I wanted to make sure that from a professional capacity, I knew what direction I was taking this in. And I looked at the mission statement. I looked at the USPs of the business. And Zinzino quotes itself as existing to inspire change in life and to be the most customer-focused direct sales company in the world. And that, for me, said everything I need to know. It's customer-centric, it's customer-focused, 33% year-on-year annual growth, 1 million customers by 2023, or 100 million or more, as Orion said earlier, by 2050. Just the most incredible, best-in-class products, eminent PhD doctor behind everything. My opportunity to learn about the business, to develop personal growth, self-development, and finally, we've got a huge marketplace. I had to look at what I had as potential business. We've got millions of people throughout the world that will benefit from the product. We've got 10 million people potentially in the UK alone that will benefit from obviously being on omega-3s and being on balanced oil. The marketplace is massive. We haven't got started yet, but all I can say is the company is needed, we are needed, and I'm excited about having a legacy company which is just going to...
Thank you very much, Scott. And Scott, I've never seen you so excited. Team, you have to remember, this is a very analytical guy. Of course, regional sales director at a pharmaceutical company, have other businesses, consulting and everything. He has some questions. I mean, I remember first, second, third time I met you, it's always like, yeah, but this, okay, I have a question about this and this and this and this. And I never seen it now so fired up and excited. And look at you, man. And you're rocking the business. So it's great to see. And congratulations on the success so far.